Hey, hi everyone. Recently, this question has been asked in one of the top MNCs. So don't consider this question as a simple one. So rather, this is a tricky one. So you have to like carefully see what's the data, like how the data is getting transformed. Okay, so I'll just check the checklist that you need for this data transformation. So before that, you just analyze the problem statement. Okay, so here input we have one field. That's a month field. Okay, so we have given three input, and then like we want the output as the month and then end. Okay, so by obvious, like if you look at the transformation, you can see month is getting okay, like we are converting it into uppercase. Okay, so the checklist that you want is first string uppercase. Okay, so everyone knows about string uppercase. Okay, so that's fine. So another thing is that, so with the month you have to find the month and date. So simply you can't hard code or you can't do anything. Okay, you have to use the date function. Okay, so for that you need to have the library. Okay, like knowledge library of all the date functions, like important ones. Okay, so out of that important one is date month end. So by default date month end function, like you have to pass two arguments, both are integer. Okay, so int and then both are, this one is optional. Okay, optional means like if you want to see look out for previous years, then you have to specify the year. If you don't, if you want to search for the current year, okay, if you want to search the month end for the current year, you don't have to specify. Okay, so I'm just putting optional for current year. Okay, so this, yeah, so this one is optional for the current year. Yeah, so having set the function, so you need to know how to use this function. Okay, so before that you need to see the data type. Okay, so here as you can see, this is a decimal and this is string. Okay, so you have to somehow convert the date to other data type. Okay, so here you need to understand the typecasting. Okay, typecasting. Okay, and interdate conversion. Okay, so you have to be converting, you'll be asked to convert interdate related things. Okay, so for example month will be represented as two things. Okay, so month will be represented as mmm, and then you can represent as mm. Okay, so if you represent as mm, so this is in string format. Okay, so if you represent as mm, so it will be in decimal format. Okay, so you need to know, so these three things are the main checklist. Okay, so you have to know and understand these all three things, and then you have to like you have to know how to implement these things. Okay, so we'll just go for the implementation right now. So other than these things, like there are no other steps needed for this particular use case. So we'll just see. So since this is a row level data transformation, there is no increase in any rows or anything like that. Okay, so we'll just go for the reformat. So design would be a reformat. Okay, so now we'll just see the code. So first thing, for the first field, you just go into uppercase. Okay, so before that if you see the in DML, okay, in file DML, so input file DML, as everyone knows, so this is just for beginners. So input file DML, like you can set a record and then here a string. Okay, so new line and then delimiter as a new line, so month. Okay, so my output file will be having two fields. Okay, so yeah, so this one and then decimal. So I'll just correct that new line time. 1 second. So I'll just use as end, and then here the delimiter is comma. Okay, so these two will be the DML format. Okay, so your input file DML format and then output file DML format. So you'll be having month, comma, date, end date. Okay, so we'll just look at the code right now. So reformat code. So for the first field, definitely you're going to uppercase. So you don't have to be specifying anything other than that. So just uppercase and then in dot month. So this will do. Okay, so this is fine. So and the second logic, okay, out dot end, for the out dot end field. For this field, you have to understand the function, okay, which I said earlier. So you have to understand this function, date month end, and then here we have to represent month in the terms of integer. Okay, so you have to convert this string into integer 1. So that too, like it should be representing 0 1 0 2 and 0 8, okay, like that. So we'll just see how we can get that. Okay, so here a date, month and the end. Okay, so so I won't be specifying any year. Okay, so since we are the use case is current year, I won't be specifying the int year. Okay, so I'll just closing this entire function up to this one. Okay, so the administration system will consider as a current year. So here, yeah, so here I'll be like, okay, so I'll just write what x is. Okay, so x would be first I'll be like converting. Okay, first for example here Jan, you take for this input. Okay, so here you have to upcase first. Okay, so string upcase and then here in dot month. Okay, so this will give you, okay, so if you transform this will give you Jan. Okay, so now you have to read this in date format, which is nothing but mmm. Okay, so now I'll just typecast this one. Okay, so how will it typecast? So you have to know the basic understanding of typecasting. Okay, so this one, okay, so I have read now this one. So now I have to convert this date string triple M into a double M. Okay, so date format double M. Okay, so which is nothing but your 01 answer. Okay, so for this you'll be getting Jan. Okay, so here, so I'm just writing month mm. Okay, so this one and then I'll just close. Okay, yeah, I'll just leave space. Yeah, so now you cannot read this straight to decimal. Okay, so rather for the integer to date or date to integer, you should be converting first that into string. Okay, so here string typecasting and then final to decimal. Okay, so here we got the decimal and then end date. Okay, so end date you can use. Okay, you can print it here. Okay, so now we have read. Okay, so so we'll be converting that into string. Okay, so yeah, so now this 01 will be as read as string and then now we'll convert that into decimal. Okay, yeah, so this is the entire code. Okay, so date dmm uppercase. So this one, this is a logic. So core logic I explained with you with one month. You can do similar for the other months as well. Okay, so I'll just take this one and then I'll just plug it in our main code. Okay, yeah, I'll just close. Yeah, this is our end code. So I'm just highlighting the important thing. Okay, so this is the important logic. So just a one word logic that they expect in the interview round. Okay, so once you have given this in a chat window, so that's it, like 100%. Okay, so I'll just put our main skeleton here, reformat in and then begin and then end. Okay, yeah, so I think that would be the entire code for this one. Yes, okay, that's it. So this is the entire code. So one line code and then so this is like conceptual thing. Okay, so conceptually explained for you. This is for conceptual. Yeah, so that's it for this use case. So this is like a proper explanation. So you have this proper checklist with you, and then if you have any doubt, like please comment down. And then if you have any interview questions or any other doubts, or if you want some coaching on that interview question solving thing, so please mail to this email ID. Okay, so I'll just bring some other complex or other interesting use case in the next video. Okay, so until then, tata, bye bye.